Yet another Ultrabook, and yet again it's a different looking Ultrabook from what we have seen till now. It's interesting to note how many design elements we've seen across many Ultrabooks from different brands till now, something that really wasn't catching on as far as laptops were concerned. Over and above everything else, all laptops essentially started to look the same. Thankfully, that's not the case with this particular category of portable devices. Let's take the Sony Vaio T series, the 11-inch version for example. On the top, an extremely classy brushed metal finish. There's nothing shouty about it at all. Now, picking it up a little, this is where the shiny element comes in. This is essentially the display hinge, but it's been very classily done here. The only thing is it's going to catch fingerprints quite a lot and scratches if you're not comfortable. Apart from that, if you compare this to the Sony Vaio E series that we had reviewed recently with a lot of red colors and quite a few design elements to it, this one is very understated. It's more of a perfectionist look to the Ultrabook. Talking about the port placements on this one, on this side you have a generous cooling vent, a USB 2.0 and a USB 3.0 port. On the other side of this 11-inch Ultrabook is the memory card slot, the HDMI out, as well as an Ethernet port, along with the headphone mic jack. Now, on the front are three LEDs for the power status, the battery status, as well as whether your wireless network is switched on at the moment or not. Open it up, and while this is an 11-inch Ultrabook, it does feel a little bigger than what it should have been ideally. The reason for that is the thick bezel around the display. Had this been a little thinner, this Ultrabook could have been a lot more compact. Nevertheless, the good part of that is the keypad is well spaced out. You have a lot of area for your palm wrist and for your fingers to move around before you actually hit the borders of the design. The only drawback that I can see with this particular keypad is the key size is slightly smaller than what we are used to and is very less key travel. So it will take some getting used to this keypad before you can start typing very quickly. Again, the same understated bright metallic finish here as well, without anything really shining out. 3 quick access keys. Assist, this can be basically configured. There's a software utility that Sony preloads on the machines. You can configure this key for any personal task that you may want a particular app to open or a particular task to happen. This is for accessing the web quickly, and this is for accessing the wire utilities, basically the updater, the help, online backup, etc. The power keys here, very elegantly designed. Nice general space to the touchpad, but the right and the left click keys are integrated onto it. That's a slight design element we are not huge fans of. Overall, this thing feels very well built. We could not find any rough edges to the entire design. It's pretty even throughout, and this machine does not heat up at all. When we were stressing it even in our benchmarks, the fan was slightly on the louder side, but this was very comfortable to keep even on the lap and for using it. Let's just switch it on. The power key lights up with the bright green color. While this is a natively very bright display, the unfortunate part is that this is rather reflective. Going on the way that HP's displays usually are on their laptops, this one is also very reflective. Can't really understand the reason for that, because Sony in the other laptop series have displays which are not as reflective as this. Well, that can't really do much about it. Let's just run you through some of the specs on this machine. This is essentially an Ultrabook, but this is the 3rd gen Core i5 processor, 4 gigs of RAM. It's got a 64-bit Windows 7 Home Premium pre-installed on the machine, along with a lot of other crapware that we're not huge fans of, but then again we had to clean up the machine before we ran the benchmarks. Intel HD 4000, that comes with Ivy Bridge but no dedicated graphics, and you will see in our detailed review on the website that this one does suffer a bit in terms of graphics performance. but the overall system performance is actually at par and slightly better than some of the other Ivy Bridge Ultrabooks out there. Just to give you an idea of how an 11-inch Ultrabook compares to a traditional 13-inch machine, we will compare this to the MacBook Air 13. Here it is. Let's just give you an idea of the dimensions of the two. Let's keep the Sony on top of the Mac here. Now, edge for edge, we've placed it completely on this edge. You can kind of see the difference in the dimensions.